Jumps. In terms of jinn and customs, people who are sick seek divine blessing in the boudoir. Plays. The old witch bangs on the one-sided drum with the wreath, and the dancing woman is able to stand up and take a leap of attitude. It's called jumps. This custom is particularly prevalent in Beijing. The good housewives often do the same. In the cottage, meat is in the tray, wine is in the basin, and large candles are lit on the bars, brighter than in the day. A young woman dresses in a short skirt, bends one foot and dances in a merchant goat dance, while the other to hold the young woman by one arm and hold her on both sides. The young woman's mouth muttered with words, as if singing, as if praying, more or less, an even length, although not rhythmic, but dragging the long cavity. Several drums inside beat at the same time, like thunder, and the sound was shambolic. The young woman's lips were one-on-one, with drums mixed in, and able to hear what she was singing. Soon after, the young woman looked down, her eyes squinted away, and she stood on the help of others, and fell forward without help. In a moment, the young woman suddenly jumped up with her neck high, a foot above the ground. All the women in the room looked up in horror and said, "Grandpa's here to eat." The light blew out in one breath, and the room and the outside were completely dark. People hold their breath in fear, and no one talks. They can't even speak, because the drums are so messy. When ancestors were not eating much, they heard young women screaming for their in-laws and sister-in-laws' first names. That's why we lit candles together and hunched over kicks. Look at that glass, basin and tray. They're empty. People watch the young woman's face change, see if her expression is exasperated or exhilarated, and ask long questions with reverence. Young women always answer questions. The Lord knows that God has already asked the sick, and points out that someone is sneering at me, disrespectful, and taking off his trousers. The sneerer is naked, and finds his trousers on the treetops outside. Women in Manchuria, especially religious in their worship of God, must look to God to judge, even if they have a little doubt. The tigers are often dressed neatly, riding fake tiger horses, armed with weapons, and dancing in bed, called tigers. The pretending to be a tiger is a sign of Machiavellian anger. The jumper's voice is heavy, and sometimes it's Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, or Zhao Gongming. It's imposing, it's cold and horrible. If a man peeks indoors through a small hole in a window paper, he is immediately hoisted into the house by a soldier blade through the window and pierced into a hat. The family's elderly women, daughters-in-law and sisters all huddle solemnly, standing gingerly like a pack of geese in a one shape, afraid to think about anything or act lightly.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.